Have you ever looked in the mirror? Have you ever caught your reflection and paused, feeling as though time had quietly taken something from you? Maybe there was a subtle shift you couldn't quite name. The face looking back, no longer quite the same. You notice the fine lines, the softened contours, perhaps even a hint of silver in your hair. It's not just your appearance that has changed, it's everything. Life moves faster now, relationships ebb and flow. The body you once trusted moves with caution, unfamiliar even to you. Like a river flowing steadily forward, aging is inevitable. And yes, at times it can feel like an uphill journey, one we often feel unprepared for. But what if the true struggle isn't against aging at all? What if the resistance to aging is what causes our suffering? In Buddhist philosophy, there's a profound teaching. Suffering arises when we resist the natural flow of life. The Buddha spoke of impermanence, the truth that everything is always changing. Change isn't something to dread. It's not a punishment. It is, in fact, the heartbeat of life itself. When we try to cling to the past, to moments never meant to last, we trap ourselves in cycles of fear and dissatisfaction. But the wisdom of the Buddha reminds us, peace is found not in resisting change, but in flowing with it. Take a moment to reflect. How often have you tried to preserve a fleeting feeling or yearned for a younger version of yourself? But aging, like all aspects of existence, carries grace. It's not something to fight or reverse. It's something to accept. Part of a grand, beautiful unfolding. What if, instead of dreading aging, we embraced it? What if each wrinkle, each strand of gray, was a mark of wisdom earned, of lessons learned? Today, I want to share 5 profound Buddhist teachings on aging, truths that can reshape the way you view this journey. These lessons are not bleak or bitter. They are liberating. They are beautiful. Once you open your heart to these truths, you will begin to see aging not as a loss, but as an expansion, deeper, richer, and more meaningful than ever before. Aging invites us to release our grip on the past. It calls us to live fully in the present, to appreciate each moment's impermanence. When we stop resisting time, we don't lose ourselves. We gain ourselves. New strength, new perspective, new connection. Aging is not a destination. It's a story, still unfolding. So stay with me. Let us explore these teachings together. They might just shift how you see not only aging, but life itself. Not with fear, but with peace. Let us walk this path, finding freedom in acceptance and beauty in each passing breath. Lesson 1. You will be forgotten sooner than you think, and that's okay. One of the hardest truths we face as we grow older is this: we will be forgotten sooner than we think. The career you built, the home you loved, the stories you told, the relationships you nurtured, they will fade from others' memories. And though it may feel heartbreaking, it is part of the natural rhythm of life. We often believe that if we work hard enough, love deeply enough, leave behind enough, we'll be remembered, that our names will echo through time. But reality teaches us otherwise. Time passes, children grow and shift focus, friends move on, life continues, with or without us. Yet within this impermanence lies freedom. Buddhism teaches us the concept of no self, the understanding that the self, as we define it, is an illusion. We are not static beings. Like waves in the ocean, we rise and fall, leaving ripples that merge back into the vast sea of life. Our names, our identities, our so-called legacies, they are not fixed. And that's okay. Peace comes not from being remembered forever, but from being fully present now. Our legacy is not a monument carved in stone. It is the kindness we offer, the compassion we share, the love we live. A Zen story of impermanence. There once lived an old monk in a remote mountain temple, known far and wide for his wisdom. Over many years, villagers sought his guidance. He became the heart of their community. One day, a young disciple asked him, "Master, does it not sadden you that once you pass, people may forget your name?" The monk simply smiled and pointed to the river flowing past the temple. "Tell me," he asked, "where is the water that flowed here yesterday?" The disciple was silent. "It has moved on," the monk continued, "yet the river remains, always changing, always flowing." In that moment, the disciple understood. It's not the name we leave behind that matters, but the current of our actions. The love, the kindness, the wisdom. We are the river, not the drop. A candle that lights 1,000 others. A Zen monk once said, "A single candle can light 1,000 others without losing its flame." Your acts of compassion don't disappear. They continue, in hearts, in lives, in unseen ripples. Think about your life. Do you remember every teacher, every helper, every stranger who shaped you? Your path? Perhaps not, but their light remains, woven into the very fabric of your being. This is true legacy, not names, not titles, but transformation. Let go of the need for recognition. The desire to be remembered is rooted in fear, fear of insignificance. But when we let go of that attachment, something beautiful happens. We start showing up fully, not for legacy, not for applause, but to live, to love, to be present. You don't need to be remembered forever to have mattered deeply. Let your life be a ripple. Let your heart be a river. And let each moment be your legacy. This is how we leave a true legacy. This is how we leave a true legacy, one that transcends time and space. It is not about chasing after a name that lingers in the pages of history books. It is about making every moment meaningful so that when your time does come, you can leave this world in peace, knowing your life has nourished others along the way. The beauty of letting go. Aging in this context is not about chasing recognition, nor is it about holding on to what is past. It's about embracing the process of living. When we stop clinging so tightly to the illusion of permanence, we begin to see that the true beauty of life lies not in what we accumulate, but in the relationships we form, the experiences we have, and the wisdom we gather along the way. Aging is not a loss. It is an unfolding. It is an invitation, an opportunity to deepen our connection to the present moment, to appreciate impermanence, and to find peace in knowing that what we leave behind is not something to fear. Let go of the need for recognition. Let go of the desire to be remembered. Instead, focus on the beauty of being here, now. In doing so, you'll find that the legacy you create is far more meaningful than anything etched in stone or written in books. It will live on, not in the memories of others, but in the actions, the kindness, and the love you give freely to the world. As we journey through life, let us remember, the river of your life will continue to flow, and it will nourish others along the way. Even after you are gone, the ripples you create will persist, shaping the world in ways that transcend time. Aging, then, is not about fearing what we will leave behind, but about celebrating the life we are living, knowing that our true legacy lies in the lives we touch and the love we share. 2. Your body will betray you, so befriend it, instead embracing the changes. Befriending your body. Once upon a time, you could run up the stairs without a second thought. Your legs were strong, and your body moved with a rhythm that needed no permission. But now, your knees protest. The stairs feel longer. Even a short walk may leave you winded or sore. The body you once trusted moves with hesitation, as if it's no longer sure of you. It's natural to feel frustration or sadness when the body that has served you so well begins to show signs of wear and tear. You may wonder, what happened to the body I used to know? This is the common story of aging, and it often feels like a personal betrayal. But here's the deeper truth. In Buddhism, the problem is not the aging itself. It's the attachment to youth. It's the resistance to change. We cling to the version of ourselves that once was. We resist the natural transitions of life. And in that resistance, we suffer. The path to peace. Peace is not found in controlling the uncontrollable, but in adapting with grace. When we resist change, we create more pain. Our body, just like our mind, evolves with time. Rather than seeing aging as a problem to fix, we can see it as part of a sacred journey, one that brings wisdom, humility, and depth. Aging well is not about holding on to the past. It is about learning to care for the person you are now, with patience, compassion, and understanding. Your body is not your enemy. It is your oldest companion, your faithful friend. It has carried you through every chapter of your life. Your first steps as a child, the wild adventures of adolescence, the hustle and heartbreaks of adulthood. It has weathered sickness, endured stress, and adapted to the emotional burdens you never thanked it for. Now, as it slows down, it does not deserve resentment. It deserves gratitude. The Cracked Clay Pot, a Buddhist parable. There's a beautiful Buddhist parable that speaks to this truth. A monk, growing older, struggled to complete his daily tasks. Once, he had carried heavy buckets of water with ease, but now his arms trembled with the effort. Frustrated, he turned to his teacher and asked, "Master, why does my body fail me? It once obeyed every command. Why does it no longer do what I ask?" The teacher, calm and wise, handed the monk a cracked clay pot. "This pot," the teacher said, "once held water without effort. Now it leaks. Does that make it useless?" The monk shook his head. "No, master. It still holds some water." "And the water that escapes?" the teacher asked. "It nourishes the earth," the monk replied. The teacher nodded, and the monk understood. His body, like the pot, had changed, but it still served a purpose. So too does yours, the wisdom of elders. Think about the elders who inspire you, not because they look young, but because they radiate wisdom, peace, and grace. Their faces may be lined with age, but their spirits shine brightly. They have accepted the changes that come with time. And in doing so, they have freed themselves from the suffering that resistance brings. They are at peace with themselves, at peace with the passage of time. You too can walk this path. Embrace the changes in your body. Thank it for all it has done. Treat it with the respect and care it deserves. Your body is not your enemy. It is your most loyal companion. Walk forward with grace, with a heart full of gratitude, and with the wisdom that comes from years of living and learning. Remember, aging is not about the body failing us. It's about recognizing the beauty and wisdom that comes with each passing year. As your body evolves, so too does your spirit. Be kind to your body and live with grace. 3. You can't keep everyone in your life, and that's natural. The heartbreaking reality of people drifting away. As you journey through life, one of the more heartbreaking truths you will inevitably encounter is that people drift away. Friends who once felt inseparable, those companions with whom you shared laughter, adventures, and intimate moments, may become distant. The bond that once felt unbreakable begins to loosen. Family members who once called regularly become occasional voices, their calls few and far between. Some people vanish without explanation, leaving only a quiet space where once there was joy. The laughter fades. Silence creeps in. At times, it feels like a deep wound. You may wonder, did I do something wrong? Was I not enough? Why did they leave? Where did things go wrong? It's natural to want to understand, to seek answers. And in that search, we sometimes blame ourselves. We wonder if we failed, as a friend, a partner, or simply as someone deserving of their love. Impermanence, the natural cycle of life and relationships. Buddhism offers a different lens, one rooted in the wisdom of impermanence. All things, including relationships, are in a constant state of change. People come into our lives for a reason, and when their role in our story is complete, they leave. This is not something to be feared. It is something to be understood. Just as the seasons change, so do the people around us. Autumn leaves fall. Winter arrives. The cycle continues. Nothing stays the same forever, not even the people we love. A Buddhist parable, The River of Life. There's a beautiful parable. A young monk, eager to understand the mysteries of life, asks his teacher, "Why do people leave us when we love them?" The wise master takes him to a riverbank. They sit quietly, watching the flowing water. "See how the river moves?" the master asks. The monk nods. Each drop of water flows past, never staying in one place. Some drops travel together for a while, merging and dancing side by side. Others separate quickly, carried away by the current. None remain. They all must move. The master continues, "People are like that. Some walk beside us for a short time, others for years, but in the end, they must all keep moving. It is not their departure that should sadden us, but our refusal to accept that their presence was never meant to be permanent." Love without attachment. The monk sits in silence, watching the river. He understands. Love is not ownership. It is not about control. It is not about making someone stay forever. Love is presence. It is appreciation. It is allowing and releasing. Instead of clinging to those who are no longer here, we must cherish those who remain. Let them flow with life, as they are meant to. The timeless bond. Have you ever reunited with an old friend after years apart and felt as though no time had passed? There was no awkwardness, no discomfort, just that same connection, that same bond. That bond lived on, untouched by time or distance, because true connection never dies. Even if the people who once shared your life are no longer with you, the love and joy they gave you remain. They shaped you, molded you. Their presence, whether for a season or a lifetime, was a gift. The laughter, the lessons, the warmth do not vanish. They live on within you. Cherish those who remain. Instead of mourning every lost connection, celebrate the ones that endure. Give your time and energy to those who bring peace and joy into your life. Value the friend who still calls to check on you, the neighbor who smiles at you, the family member who listens to your stories. Even the smallest acts of connection carry great significance. And most importantly, don't close your heart. There is always room for new friendships, no matter your age. Life continues to offer moments of connection if you remain open to them. Sometimes the most meaningful relationships appear when we least expect them. Letting go with grace. The art of aging gracefully is not just about accepting the changes in your body or mind. It's about accepting the flow of people through your life. Life is an ever-moving river. We are all carried by the current. Some will walk beside us for a time. Others will drift away. When a relationship ends, honor what was. Appreciate what is. And embrace what is yet to come. This is the way of wisdom. Embrace the wisdom of impermanence. As we age, we come to realize impermanence is not the enemy, it is the teacher. Each chapter, each season, brings the opportunity to grow, to let go, and to love again. Not in the way we did before, but with new eyes, with a deeper heart. So the next time someone drifts away, remember the river. Let go of the past. Accept the flow of life. Cherish those who remain. And know, the love you've shared is never lost. It lives within you, woven into the very fabric of your being. This is the wisdom that aging offers. Life is fleeting, but love is eternal. Keep your heart open. Cherish the moments. And walk forward with peace. 4. You must accept that you no longer look young. And that's a gift. There comes a moment in life when you catch your reflection in the mirror, and for a brief second, you don't recognize the person staring back. The face has softened. The hair has grayed. The hands, once firm, are now more delicate with time. And quietly, the question arises, what happened to the person I used to be? You may feel a flicker of sadness, a subtle disappointment at the changes you see. Because the world, loud and unrelenting, tells us that youth is beauty, that wrinkles are flaws, that gray must be hidden. We're taught to chase the illusion of permanence, to battle time, to resist what is only natural. But what if we could see it differently? What if aging wasn't a decline, but a transformation? What if every silver strand was a story, every wrinkle a memory, every softened curve a mark of wisdom? The Buddhist perspective on beauty. In Buddhist philosophy, beauty is not something you preserve. It's something you evolve into. It is not the flawless skin of youth, but the stillness of presence, the gentleness of compassion, and the depth of understanding that make a person truly radiant. Our faces tell the story of who we are. Our lines are not flaws. They are maps. They trace the laughter we've shared, the pain we've endured, the lessons we've learned, and what a gift that is. The Zen parable, From Blossom to Pine. There's a Zen story of an elderly woman who, feeling sorrowful about her appearance, visits a wise master. I look in the mirror, she says, and I no longer recognize myself. My beauty has faded. I feel invisible. The master takes her to a garden. They stand before a cherry blossom, vibrant, delicate, in full bloom. This is beauty, he says. She nods. Then he leads her to an ancient pine tree. Its bark is rough, its branches twisted, its age unmistakable, but it stands strong, dignified, rooted in the earth. This too is beauty, the master whispers. The child sees only the blossom. The wise see the pine. And she understood. Her beauty had not vanished. It had transformed. The true beauty of elders. Think of the elders who've inspired you, not for their youthful glow, but for their grace, their depth, the way they listen, the warmth in their voice, the quiet strength in their gaze. That is beauty, not the kind you capture in photographs, but the kind that lives in the heart. It is the beauty of being seasoned by life, softened by compassion, and anchored in presence. The radiance of aging. Let go of the illusion that beauty fades. It transforms. It deepens. It becomes real. Every wrinkle is a poem. Every gray hair, a thread of wisdom. Every shift in your reflection is a gift, not something to hide, but something to honor. There is a certain radiance that only comes with age, the confidence of knowing who you are, the gentleness that comes from understanding others, the strength that no longer needs to shout. Aging is not a battle. It is not something to fight. It is a journey, a blooming of inner beauty, a ripening of the soul. So the next time you see your reflection, pause, look deeper, see the life you've lived, the love you've given, the wisdom you now carry, and wear your years like a crown, woven with grace, experience, and the unshakable beauty of a life well lived, aging, grief, and the enduring power of love. We can begin to see aging in a new light. Aging is not a decline. It is an invitation to step into the fullness of who we are, to deepen our connection with the world, and to share the wisdom etched into our bones by time. As you grow older, you begin to understand beauty is not something to be chased. It is something to be honored. The lines on your face are a testament to the laughter you've shared, the tears you've shed, and the love that has shaped your life. The gray in your hair, it is a crown of experience, a shimmering reminder that you have lived and you have loved. Each moment is a gift, and with every passing year, you become more beautiful, not because of how you look, but because of how you live. True beauty is within you. It is not behind you. It is not something lost to youth. It walks beside you now, with grace, with wisdom, with presence. Let go of the belief that only youth holds beauty. Embrace instead the transformation, the softening, the ripening, the deepening that comes with age. Let each wrinkle remind you of stories lived, each silver strand recall a lesson learned, and every mark on your face speak of love shared. Aging is not erosion. It is evolution. It is not a fading, but a flowering. This is beauty that lasts a lifetime. You will see more people. You love die, but love never dies. The enduring power of love through loss. As the years pass, loss becomes inevitable. Parents, siblings, friends, sometimes even children. One by one, they leave this world, and we remain, with the echo of their absence and the ache that never quite goes away. No matter how much we prepare, grief still arrives like a storm, sudden, unforgiving, shattering. But grief is not something we get over. It is something we learn to carry. We don't move on. We move forward. We continue with the love and memories they've left behind. Buddhist wisdom teaches love does not die. The ones we've lost, they don't disappear. They remain in the way we speak, in the way we love, in the way we live. They live in our laughter, in our choices, in our kindness. Every time you speak their name, every time you share their story, every time you offer compassion in their spirit, they are still with you. The story of Kisa Gotami. A lesson in universal suffering. There is a parable, ancient yet timeless, about a woman named Kisa Gotami. She lost her child and wandered from house to house, begging for medicine to bring him back to life. In her desperation, she turned to the Buddha. He said, "Bring me a mustard seed from a home that has never known death." She went, hopeful, but each house she entered had known the sting of loss. A father, a daughter, a brother, a friend. And in that journey, Kisa came to understand she was not alone in her grief. Grief is a thread woven through every life. When she returned to the Buddha, she was no longer searching for a cure. She had found wisdom. That grief is not a punishment, but a shared truth, a bridge between hearts. Love lives on. Think of someone you've lost, a parent whose voice still echoes, a friend whose wisdom still guides, a partner whose love still shapes you. They are not gone. They are within you, living in the choices you make, the kindness you extend, the dreams you pursue. Grief is not the end of love. It is its evolution. Society may tell us that time will heal all wounds, that we must let go and move on. But Buddhism teaches we don't move on from love. We carry it. We carry them, not as a memory, but as a living presence. Grief as a reflection of love. Have you ever heard a song and felt someone return to you, if only for a moment? That is love, a scent, a phrase, a familiar gesture. And suddenly they are there, invisible, yet undeniable. Love transcends form. It exists beyond the body. It moves through time, through silence, through us. Yes, grief hurts. It is the echo of love with nowhere to land. But the greater the love, the deeper the grief. And through that grief, we are offered something beautiful. Gratitude. Gratitude for what was shared, for the time we had, for the love we were given. Aging means loving more. As we age, we lose more, but we also love more. Each loss carves space in the heart, not emptiness, but depth. Aging means we have had the privilege of deep connection. To have loved is to have lived fully. Loss is not the thief. Forgetfulness is. Let loss remind you of how precious life is. Let it awaken you to love more fiercely, to live more kindly, to speak more truthfully while you still can. Love never dies. It lives in your compassion, in your actions, in the stories you share, in the way you show up, open, whole, and human. Final thoughts. Love is the legacy that remains. The people we've lost. They shaped us. Their wisdom, their presence, their love. It all lives within us. So when you feel the ache of grief, remember, you were touched by something sacred, and that love still breathes in you. Moving forward is not about forgetting. It's about honoring, living in a way that reflects the light they left behind. Love, once given, never dies. It becomes part of who you are. So carry it, speak it, share it. Let every act of kindness be a tribute. Let every breath of gratitude be a remembrance. Because as long as you love, they are never truly gone. And in that love, you are never alone. Aging. A privilege, not a punishment. Aging is often seen through a distorted lens, as something to fear, to resist, to cover up. Each gray hair, every wrinkle, is treated like a flaw when in truth they are symbols. Symbols of survival, of stories, of wisdom earned. Aging is not a punishment. It is a privilege, a rare and sacred opportunity to live long enough to become more of who we truly are. Each passing year is a gift, a mark of a life lived, of love given and received, of lessons learned through joy and through pain. In Buddhist wisdom, we are reminded, resistance is suffering. When we resist change, we suffer. And aging is simply one of life's most natural changes. Let us not fight against time. Let us flow with it. Let us honor every line, every mark, as part of the masterpiece that is our life. Embracing loss, embracing love. Aging brings with it a profound truth. The longer we live, the more people we may lose. Parents, friends, soulmates. And sometimes, heartbreakingly, even our children. Each loss feels like a deeper wound, but also a deeper opening to love. Loss is not the end. It is a sacred reminder that we have loved deeply, that we have formed connections so real they echo even in absence. Rather than seeing loss as a cruel thief, we begin to understand it as part of the sacred cycle of life, a teacher of impermanence, a guide toward cherishing what we have while we have it. So when grief visits your heart, remember this: love never dies. It doesn't vanish with the body. It flows through you. in your words, in your kindness, in the legacy you carry. They live on through you. Those we've lost, they are not gone. They live in you, in the choices you make, in the values you uphold, in the stories you tell, and the love you continue to share. Every time you speak their name, every time you recall their wisdom, every time you pass on something they gave you, they live on. Their love didn't end. It simply changed form, from presence to memory, from voice to echo, from hand to heartbeat. You are not burdened by their absence. You are blessed by their imprint. Grief is the echo of love. Grief may feel like a weight pressing down, but it is also a mirror, reflecting the depth of your love. Grief is not weakness. It is proof of your humanity. It is the heart's way of remembering that something sacred once lived there. And though pain may linger, so too does love, always. This is the truth we often forget. Love is a force. It transcends time, outlives form, and reaches beyond the veil of death. When you love deeply, you create bonds that cannot be broken, not by distance, not by silence, not even by death. Moving forward with love. To move forward is not to forget. It is to remember, gently, to carry the spirit of those we've lost into the way we live. You do not need to push away the sadness. You only need to honor it, to live with gratitude, knowing you were touched by something eternal. Aging teaches us, loss is not the end of love. It is the continuation of it in a quieter, deeper form. Let love ripple through you. Every act of kindness you offer, every moment of presence, every compassionate word, these are the ripples of the love you've received. You are the living vessel of those who shaped you. Let their spirit live through your laughter, your stories, your generosity. Let their love pass through you, touching others, changing lives. This is how they remain with you, forever. Final reflections, choosing grace over fear. So, dear friend, what will you do with this one precious life? Will you continue to fight time, longing for the past, resisting the grace of transformation? Or will you choose to walk forward with open hands, to accept, to forgive, to love? Aging is not the end. It is a new beginning, a call to live more fully, to cherish more deeply, and to walk with grace, wisdom, and peace. Celebrate your years, honor your journey, embrace your growth, and carry love forward into every moment that remains. Because in the end, love never dies, and neither do we, so long as we are remembered through love. A new chapter awaits. Knowing that every moment is a gift, remember this: aging is not the closing of a book. It is simply the turning of a page. And the next chapter, it is yours to write. You now have the opportunity to shape the rest of your story with peace, with purpose, and with mindfulness. So don't look back with regret. Look forward with hope. The best chapters of your life may still be ahead, waiting to be lived, waiting to be loved. If this message spoke to your heart, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's walk this journey of wisdom together, supporting one another as we embrace life with open arms and open hearts. And if you found value in this message, please consider subscribing to Buddha's Wisdom for more reflections on living a life filled with peace, purpose, and presence. Remember, aging is not the end. It is a new beginning, a chapter of grace, of growth, and of deeper love. Let's embrace it together.